On a quiet afternoon in a suburban garden, beneath the shade of an old tree, a fragile life was found. A tiny sparrow chick, trembling and voiceless, had fallen from its nest. Its faint cries could barely be heard over the rustling of leaves. For many, such a scene would be a passing moment. But for a young girl who stumbled upon it, it became the beginning of an extraordinary journey. She bent down, cupped her hands, and carefully lifted the trembling creature. Her palms became a living nest, warm and protective, cradling a life so easily lost. She brought the bird inside, where her family gathered around. What they saw was not just a weak animal, but a spark of resilience fighting for survival. Moved by its fragility, they decided to give it a name, Little Wing. They prepared a makeshift nest from a small box lined with soft cotton. With patience and devotion, the family took on the role of its absent parents. They fed it a mixture of ground grains and water through a dropper, imitating the way its mother would have done. Each day brought new challenges, yet each day also carried hope. Slowly, Little Wing's faint chirps grew stronger, and tiny feathers began to sprout along its fragile body. The helpless chick was becoming a bird of promise. Caring for a wild creature, however, was far from simple. The young girl dedicated hours teaching Little Wing to hop, flap, and stretch its growing wings. With every attempt, the family's affection deepened. Yet, they also knew this bond could not last forever. Love, in its purest form, often means letting go. And the ultimate goal was never possession, but freedom, to see Little Wing soar into the skies where it belonged. The day of parting arrived sooner than they had hoped. With misty eyes, the girl carried the bird into the garden, the very place where its story began. She whispered encouragements, her voice trembling as she opened her palms. For a moment, Little Wing hesitated, as though sensing the weight of the moment. Then, with a determined flutter, it spread its wings wide and launched into the open air. The family watched as it rose higher, their hearts torn between joy and sorrow. There were tears, but also laughter, as they realized they had not only saved a life, but also restored it to nature. It was a farewell laced with pride. Today, Little Wing often returns to the garden. Its cheerful song rings through the branches, as if thanking the family for the gift of survival. For them, the sparrow is no longer just a bird. It is a living symbol of resilience, freedom, and the extraordinary connection that can exist between humans and the wild. In the echoes of its song lies a reminder. Sometimes the smallest creatures can teach us the greatest lessons about love, sacrifice, and the courage to let go.